Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we'll learn 12 signs you were born to be a loner. Now, let's begin. Do you spend most of your time alone? Do you perform at your best in solitude, depending on no one but yourself to find happiness and success? A loner is someone who enjoys time alone more than time with other people. Now, not all loners are isolated, reclusive, or socially awkward. They do, however, spend most of their time alone, and that's just the way they like it. Someone with a loner-type personality doesn't just want to be alone, they often need to be alone. In solitude, loners can fully embrace their many internal passions and maintain complete control over how they spend their time. While most people in the world look forward to time with friends and partners, loners gain more energy and satisfaction from long stretches of solitude. Now, to be clear, loners are not the same as introverts. Many loners are naturally introverted and they share several major personality traits with introverts, yet the two personality types are not exactly the same. For example, loners and introverts often choose to socialize in different ways. While both personalities dislike group settings, introverts cherish intimate or private one-on-one conversations, while loners may prefer complete solitude. There are good things and bad things about being a loner. Loners can be intensely driven, confident, and passionate. They develop strong intrinsic motivations and discipline themselves with exceptional consistency. Loners don't rely on other people to make their lives meaningful, and they refuse to be a burden on anyone. All of these qualities make loners attractive and mysterious to potential partners who take an interest in their rich inner lives. But there are also downsides to being a loner. For example, you might not develop as many strong relationships or lose touch with people that you care about. Just because you like to be alone, that doesn't make you immune to occasional bouts of loneliness. Some loners are also prone to conflict with others, especially when people try to boss them around or change their ways. So, how do you know if you have a loner personality? What signs in your life indicate an overwhelming preference for independence and solitude? Without further ado, let's dive into 12 signs that you were born to be a loner. Number 1. Productive self-starters. Loners don't need anyone but themselves to oversee the direction of their lives. They don't need people checking on their productivity, and they don't rely on others for discipline or control. Instead, loners are productive and efficient all on their own. For this reason, many loners choose careers with lots of breathing room. You work best when people leave you alone, so you may gravitate toward highly independent fields. The goal for many loners is to be their own boss. If that sounds like your dream, the loner lifestyle may come naturally to you. Number 2. The power of controlling time. Some people are rash and impulsive. They blurt out the first thing that comes to their minds and make decisions based on strong emotions. But loners tend to operate in a slower, more patient way. For example, loners tend to slow down the pace of their conversations. When asked a question, they take their time, they think carefully, and they deliver an answer that best represents their interests and ideas. While everyone else is rushing around, loners aren't afraid to take their time. Number 3. Introspective adventures. For a natural loner, your version of adventure may be difficult for others to understand. Excitement, in your mind, may not look like a night out or some electrifying social experience. Instead, you prefer quiet and introspective journeys taken all on your own. Loners are especially drawn to adventures that allow them to flex their intellectual muscles and at the same time, dive deeper into themselves. So if you're a born loner, you may find excitement and adventure in powerful but unusual places. Number 4. Cancellation relief. Loners don't typically enjoy making plans, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. Even though you'd rather be at home enjoying your alone time, you may have people counting on you to show up and keep your promises. What if, all of a sudden, every one of those people canceled your plans? Well, if you're a loner personality, this might be the greatest gift that anyone can give you. When someone cancels, you breathe a sigh of relief. While others may be disappointed, you're more than happy to reclaim your time for yourself. Number 5. Empowering language. When you describe your personality to others, what words do you use? How we describe our personalities suggests what kind of person we are and how our current lifestyle aligns with our natural instincts. For example, if you're a natural loner, you wouldn't describe your life as secluded or empty or lonesome. Instead, you might use empowering words like independent or self-sufficient and autonomous. These descriptive words show that you're happy and proud of your solitary life. Number 6. Last-minute disasters. What is your biggest pet peeve? Many loners can't stand people who make or change plans at the last minute. Loners tend to be very protective of their time. They keep their lives on a schedule and they build into those schedules plenty of time to enjoy their solitude. As long as you know what plans that you need to keep, you can find the necessary windows to be alone and happy. But last-minute plans get in the way of your alone time. When someone spontaneously changes times or places, you're left wondering if you'll have enough time for yourself. You may feel rushed and panicked, suddenly dreading the entire experience. If last-minute changes feel like last-minute disasters, then it may be because you're a natural loner. Number 7. Repulsing attention. Loners don't like to draw attention to themselves. While other people wear bright clothes or talk in loud voices, loners tend to be muted and discreet. They don't like flashy things and they rarely get along with flashy people. Instead, they act, live, and behave in a way that blends into the background. To a natural loner, walking through the world unnoticed is ideal. So if you stay as far away from the spotlight as possible, it may be because you were born a loner. Number 8. Embracing your strangeness. Loners are often misunderstood. They live their lives differently from other people and typically ignore social norms. For example, you may dress differently from everyone else. You may not talk like everyone else. You may not work, think, or behave like everyone else either. Some people might call you strange, but it's those unique qualities that you value most about yourself. Loners' natural resistance to these kinds of social pressures makes them interesting and unique. Others may feel compelled to follow trends and social rules, but loners do things their own way. Some people may call you stubborn or strange, but your unique choices show what kind of person you are. Number 9. Peaceful isolation. Do you feel isolated from others? Are you resentful toward your community? People who are not natural loners often hold a grudge against society or the people in their lives. They isolate themselves not because they enjoy solitude, but because they feel disconnected or resentful. On the other hand, born loners choose to separate themselves from others. They're not angry or resentful, and no one seems to be forcing their hand. So if you spend time alone just because it makes you happy, you may be a loner by nature. Number 10. Unbalanced relationships. Despite what most people think, loners are very capable of maintaining relationships. Even though they enjoy lots of time to themselves, they still have friends and partners and other connections whom they interact with regularly. The problem for many loners isn't creating relationships, but figuring out how those relationships fit in their solitary lives. Natural loners often struggle to balance their time with loved ones with their time alone. For example, your partner may want to spend more time with you than you're willing to give. While they might be excited to spend every moment together, you consistently ask for space. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't care about them, it just means that you're a natural loner. So if you struggle with a similar problem, it sometimes helps to be specific and clear with the people in your life, especially if they feel neglected and ignored. As long as you're honest and straightforward, there's nothing wrong with telling people that you need time to yourself. A good friend or partner will understand and give you space because being alone is a part of who you are. Number 11. Virtual shortcuts. The digital age for many loners makes life a whole lot easier. It's common for loners to rely on virtual shortcuts as much as possible. If you can do something over text, you will. For example, ordering food over your phone feels 10 times easier than going to a restaurant. If you have to talk to people, you can and you will. Loners can communicate with others as well as anyone else. But if there's a virtual option, a natural loner is going to find and use it. Number 12. Happily alone. Loners are easy to recognize out in the world. In a movie theater, they sit alone, happily enjoying their independence. At a restaurant, they make reservations for one, treating themselves to nights out. In other words, loners aren't ashamed to spend time alone in public. Like anyone else, they enjoy going out, seeing new places, and experiencing nice things. But you don't always need a company to make the most of those experiences. If you're comfortable eating alone, smiling alone, and enjoying new experiences alone, you may have a loner personality. Now, other people may give you strange looks, they might wonder if something's wrong with you, but you know something they don't. You're the best company you can keep, because you're a born loner. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.